Well, hey, Chet, let's welcome our next guest tonight, the author of the newly released book, Rings of Kindness, Matt Goldberg. Matt, welcome back for your third trip to Philly Pressbox Radio.
Thanks so much, and happy holidays, Bill and Chet. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
Matt, great to see you. Hey, let's get right into it regarding the book, Rings of Kindness. While it is your name on the front of the book, you actually got a lot of help, did you not, from dozens of other contributors?
Yeah, I had a lot of help. So the premise of the book was asking people, including myself, I guess, to describe a time when they received an act of kindness, however defined. The parameters were that the kindness wasn't received from a family member, a close friend, or a significant other. So it could be a total stranger, it could be a neighbor, a teacher, someone who went really beyond the call of duty, so to speak. Now, I had a few of my own stories that I could recollect, but there are 85 stories in the book by 80 plus authors. And it really started coming together around this March. And I'm very proud of how the book came together and the stories I was able to receive.
So, Matt, I have to go back to the beginning. What gave you this idea? I mean, it's pretty cool because everybody wants to talk about all the bad stuff that happens. What made you think, you know what, this is a cool idea and there's going to be a lot of good stories?
Well, being a Philly fan, we need all the kindness we can get. No. But seriously, not everything revolves around sports, just most things, right? Yeah, I guess the idea sort of hatched in the early days of the pandemic, which in some ways that seems like a few weeks ago, others it seems like an eternity ago. And the stories we were hearing of for a while were about all the people, if we can remember, hoarding cases of hand sanitizer and toilet paper. But at the same time, neighbors were looking out for neighbors, friends were looking out for friends. And I thought really we're connected to each other, not only through our viruses, of course, but through our acts of kindness is really what speaks to our humanity. And then later on, this is all the way back to 2020, I suppose, I had a positive incident where I lost my wedding ring, fell off my finger, and it was discovered almost by accident, but someone who found it put a notice up on the tree around the little duck pond where we sometimes walk our dog. It turns out that this older couple who only live a mile away from us were walking their dog at the same time I was walking with my wife and my son and our dog. And we got together, but they were so, you'd sort of have to be there, but they were so thrilled to be able to return the ring to me. And they were the nicest people who I wouldn't have met otherwise. And I posted it on Facebook, not a literary site, but with the tagline, "Nice people really do abound in our town." And I just thought that it would be, if I could get enough stories to make the book viable, a nice theme for a book, because people really reacted to that little post and just really wanted to tell their own, not everyone, it took some recruitment effort, but once the momentum got rolling, as I said, it turned into a large 373-page book with 85 stories. That's stories that won't divide us in any way, that just unite us.
It's not a sports book, but I understand Kobe Bryant gets a mention somehow.
Yeah. Now, if you like, it's a piece that came, I ended up hooking up with a wonderful group of writers from the LA area through a wonderful connection, a woman who grew up in Cherry Hill, who's a comedian, writer, and writing instructor, actress, hyphenate, very talented. And one of the writers sent me a few stories, including the story about Kobe. She tells it better in the book than I'm about to, but in brief, it was titled Just a Dad. And this woman, Allie, brought her son, who's confined to a wheelchair with cerebral palsy, to a pool. And Kobe was there with his youngest daughter, not the one who died tragically in the plane crash, I think his daughter, Natalia. And a bunch of moms sitting around the pool deck. And to her, just this taller gentleman among all the moms that were there. He came over. He was curious about why her son was confined to the wheelchair. And her mom instinct said it was okay to talk to him, that he certainly meant well. And the story evolved that every single week, Kobe would drop his daughter off at the pool, walk out to the wheelchair, bring him in, lift him out of the seat into the van, walk him in, spend time with him. and spend time, after practice, even showed him some basketball moves. They became buddies. And it was titled Just a Dad because she didn't recognize who Kobe was until they went out to the parking lot and some teenager saw him and started chanting, Kobe, Kobe. And she apologized. I didn't recognize you. Said, oh, I thought you were just a dad. And Kobe poignantly said, well, when I'm here, I am just a dad. And that's what he did it because, kindness is, I think, extending a hand when we can. There was no fanfare. It wasn't, a Make-A-Wish Foundation. It just happened organically. And if you're a Kobe fan already, I think everyone became one, even Philly fans, because I think he matured a lot and became the elder statesman of the league, besides a fantastic player. You'll appreciate him even more just because of an everyday act of kindness.
Very cool. So, Matt, how did you come up with how many stories you say? 85?
Yeah, it turned out to be 85.
How'd you come up with 80 different people? I mean, I don't know 80 people, I don't think.
I don't know if I did before this book either. Well, I wanted to have you guys write stories, maybe if there's a next edition.
There you go.
It badgered people. I posted on Facebook. I sent emails, but the book was getting nowhere. Like I said, it was on my mind from my little ring incident happened and thanks for projecting that. You could pick it up on Amazon. How about that? Rings of Kindness. That happened in November 2020. By March, until March of this year, I only had about 5 stories, including one of my own. It wasn't going anywhere. I was going through some tough times that I won't dwell on, health issues, other stuff. I wasn't feeling the optimism to bring it about. And I set as a goal, even though I wasn't in control of it completely, I want to have 20 viable stories by the end of March, and nailed it right on that number. And then another 15 the next month, and a certain momentum really took hold. And I'm very pleased and very appreciative of those who took the time to write them. Some stories needed more editing than others, but they're not my stories. Except for the 3 that were my own.
I don't know if you saw, we put up this comment earlier from our buddy Joe. He said, doesn't cost anything to bring a smile to someone's face. We hear the expression often, courtesy is contagious, kindness is contagious. Is it?
I believe so. I believe so however we define an act of kindness. And to me, we might, if I ask you guys, what is your definition of kindness? We may come up with the same nouns or adjectives, or maybe different. To me, it starts with human empathy, putting ourselves in someone else's place. And I think, these acts do create little ripples. Maybe they're invisible, but those ripples soon become waves. And it really, as you said, Chet, it doesn't cost the giver really anything. Oh, there's some stories of heroism in the book where people did risk something in order to extend, but most of the day-to-day things in which we help each other. Some writers reflected on one guy who's written several books, a great writer. He grew up in a home without any books, a dysfunctional home. We all have our own dysfunctions. But his first grade teacher presented him with his very first book and wrote, Love, Mrs. I think her name was Mrs. Hyman, doesn't matter. He remembered that 75 years later, and he's always had a love of books and writing. Just that little bit of encouragement stayed with him for so many years.
Well, hey, Matt, I just learned something. I got a little message that our next guest, who's with us every week, Bob Vitrone Jr., is your neighbor.
He's across the street neighbor. Great guy. I've never, ever seen him wear more than a T-shirt. He's a polar bear at heart and a Chiefs fan, but also a Philly sports lover. Yeah, great guy. He is right across the way.
There you are, Boop.
Hey, hi. Hey, Bob. Hi, Bob. Good to see you.
Hey, Matt, before the time gets away from us, and maybe Chet can put that up again, where can you get this? I saw it in the one picture we had of you doing a book signing. Are you doing more of them, and where can people get the book?
Yeah, and I'm trying to set up more and more of events. If you want to join me in Santa Monica in LA area, I'll be out there on January 29th. But I am trying to connect with groups and put on presentations. For now, Amazon.com, put in the title Rings of Kindness, or if you go to www.ringsofkindness.com, more information about me, about the book, if you want a personalized signed copy for yourself or as a gift for someone else, you could reach me through the website, all my contact information. Amazon will probably turn around faster, but if you want it personalized or you want to set up a program, please visit my my website is matthewjgoldberg.com, but you could get there from ringsofkindness.com to keep it easier.
Matt, one final question. On the book, your name is Matthew J. Goldberg, as you said. Does that sound more impressive than just Matt Goldberg?
I don't know. Probably in the ear and the eye of the beholder. I don't know if it does or not, but for my books, this is my 7th book of one kind or another, and I've always gone with Matthew J. Goldberg, but conversationally, I still prefer Matt.
I got you.
Well, hey, Matt, as we close out, I want to say I think this is a tremendous idea, and I'm looking forward to getting the book. And as Joe said, it costs nothing to be kind. And if we all go away one day and they say the worst thing they say about you is he was a good guy, that's a good thing.
Yeah, and I think you guys both qualify. Thanks so much for the spot. Great being with you. Happy holidays. Go Birds.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Bye.
All right. Well, that's good, Jet.
That is good. I have to read that.
Yeah, good. And what I like is because I'm not that big of an avid reader, is I like the short stories. And I think it's going to be good. And I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get my hands on it.
Rings of Kindness.